Everybody, CW here, Card Wolf, because I am always on the hunt for great cards. Today it is a sort of flashback rip, if you will. Dug this out of the card closet over the weekend and was surprised to find it there. I have to say I kind of forgot that I had this. This is something I picked up quite a long time ago I bought it at a card shop, and it was very cheap. As you can see, the top of the box had been ripped off, and I guess the shop just was not selling a lot of hockey, and so they let me have this for very cheap back then, and I've held on to it and not gotten into it ever since then, mostly because it was in the back of the closet and I didn't realize I had it. So I would love to take credit for having some great restraint not opening this, but I think it was more a matter of out of sight, out of mind. This is 1993-94 Score Hockey, and these are super packs, so you get 33 cards in each pack, and these are some pretty darn thick packs. I mean, that's one pack right there. As a wad of cards we're going to get out of there. So we're going to get into this. Best rookie out of here is probably Chris Pronger. He is a Hall of Famer. Not a huge rookie card by any means, but that's just 93-94 wasn't a great year for rookies. But we are looking for gold foil pinnacle cards, and you get one of those in every pack. Those are where the excitement is for this. A lot of big names on those gold foil pinnacles, so we will see some of those today. You also might get a redemption card for, they did it for the number one pick, and in this case it was Daigle, and I'm not particularly excited about that. It's not an actual card, it's a redemption card. Also a couple of inserts, International Stars, and what was the other one? I think the other one might just be like All Stars or something like that, but not anything, that exciting. The gold foil pinnacle cards are what's really exciting about this. I'm going to dig a bunch of these packs out, and we'll get into these today. See if we can get a very nice gold foil Hall of Famer card. At last count, I was looking at the checklist for this morning, and I counted about 80 cards of Hall of Famers in this set. 80. So we should pull some pretty good stuff out of here, I would think. But we'll go through some packs of this and see how we do. I don't really have a set idea in mind about how many. Maybe I'll lift this up a little bit so you can see more of the. There we go. I think that's a little bit better. And make sure this isn't zoomed in or anything like that. There we go. I think it's going to be a better view for everybody at home. All right, so let's get into one of these and see how we do. Again, we should get a gold card out of each pack of 33 cards. Hoping to pull some big names like Gretzky, Lemieux. There is a weird card, and I was not able to really get a sense of just how rare it is, but there is a Lindros All-Star card. It was Eric Lindros' first year as an All-Star, and that card is unnumbered. And I don't know if that means it was a short print or what the deal was, but it is an unnumbered card, so it'd be really cool to pull that. I'm hoping we get that, but we'll see how it goes. Once again, this 93-94 Score Hockey. Tommy Soderstrom here starting things off. Show you the back so you get a sense of what those look like. So that is what we're dealing with here. And again, there should be a gold pinnacle card in every pack. Pavel Bure, there we go. We start off with a Hall of Famer as our second card. I'm going to try to put the Hall of Famers in a separate stack so we can kind of keep track of how we do with that. Kevin Todd skating for Edmonton. Brett Hull. So we're starting off strong here. We got a couple of really good names. Rick Tosche, that's a pretty good name as well. I don't know if he's in the Hall or not, but I'm going to put him in that stack. Trent Yawney there for Calgary, and Grigory Pantaleov. We got Luc Robitaille, good player there for the Kings. Not sure if he's in the Hall. Alexei Gusarov and Mike Peluso. Darren Shannon, Richard Machovichuk, and Wayne Gretzky. There we go. How about that? Brett Hull and Wayne Gretzky in the same pack. That is the cool thing about these huge 33-card super packs. That is a sweet pull, and I wonder how many of those have been graded up in a PSA 10. One has to wonder. That Gretzky is definitely a keeper for me. No doubt about that. Greg Gilbert there. And then we get our first Pinnacle Gold card, I believe, is what we have here. No, this is one of the International Stars inserts is what we have. And then we got the gold card behind it. So the good stuff, I guess, will be in the center of the pack. International Stars card. This is Nikolai Borshevsky, and he's playing with Toronto there. I'll show you the back of that. And as you can see, that is 12 out of 22. So that is a pretty nice insert there that we pulled. And then there's our first Pinnacle Gold. It's Phil Housley, certainly a good player there for Winnipeg. And I'll show you the back of that. Got a nice portrait of Mr. Housley. So pulling some nice stuff. These packs are pretty cool. Theo Fleury there, and that is not an insert, but it is a subset card of Little Big Men, which is not a subset that I personally would want to be in, but I guess, I don't know, that was some sort of a cool thing. Anyway, Theo Fleury, that's a nice card. Nicholas Anderson of the Nordiques, and this is a top rookie. As I said, not a lot of great rookies in here, so I don't think we're going to be all that excited. There's a Lemieux season leaders card. All right, Gretzky, Brett Hull, and Lemieux all in the same pack. That is going to be tough to beat. 92-93 season leaders in points. We see Mario Lemieux there and a nice portrait of him on the back. Dale Horachuk, another Hall of Famer right behind him, playing for the Sabres there. Of course, he came up with the Jets. Ulf Samuelsson, longtime NHLer. Mike Ramsey, another longtime NHLer. Remember when Ramsey was with Colorado when he came up. Pele Eklund, good player there. And Joe Nieuwendyk, or Nieuwendyk, depending upon who you talk to, also a good player. And Jim Hrinak, Steve Conroyd, and Tim Cheval, Stefan Lebeau, and Steve Leach. We got Sylvain Cote and Shane Corson, good player for Edmonton there. Felix Potvin, great goalie. I'm not sure if he's in the Hall or not. I'm going to put him in the Hall stack. And Vladdy Konstantinov from Detroit. So that was all one pack, and we pulled some nice stuff out of there. Just felt like getting into this after I came across it this weekend. I thought, you know what, I'm just going to pick Tuesday or Thursday and put that on the show and just kind of see how the cards are, if they're in great shape or what. I've had this for many, many years. Did not buy it in 93 or 94. I bought it probably in the very early 2000s, but that's what we have there. Jocelyn Lemieux. We got Mario in the previous pack. Stéphane Quintal and Keith Jones. Looks like he's in some pain there. Gino Cavallini skating along the boards. Brian Noonan and Vyacheslav Kozlov for the Red Wings. Sean Podian and Tommy Sidyon. Luke Richardson skating for the Oilers as well. Kevin Haller and Troy Murray. You can see a huge difference between the last pack and this pack. We haven't pulled a Hall of Famer out of here yet. Robert Dirk and Todd Gill. Phil Bork. Ray Bork, of course, is in the Hall, but not Phil. Uwe Krupp. That's a pretty nice International Stars card. Krupp had a good career in the NHL, so that's pretty cool to see that one. Show you the back of that. Uwe Krupp will go there. And then our gold Pinnacle card is Peter Sidorkiewicz from the Senators. That is not a card I consider to be a huge star by any means, but pretty neat to see those gold cards. I do like that. And then we got another season leaders cards here. I guess those are also put in the middle. Teemu Selanne and Alexander McGillney. So pretty nice there. I guess they tied for goals. That must be the case. They tied for 76 goals apiece. So they have to share that card. Certainly a Hall of Famer card there. Rick Knickel is our top rookie. Maybe we get one of those per pack as well. It looks like that is the case. And we get 92-93 highlight card of the Capital Defense. See the defense of the Caps there. Highest scoring defense in NHL history. That is pretty sweet. That is a cool card. I don't think I've ever seen that before. I like that. Craig Billington continues. Jeff Sanderson and Michael Pivonka. We got Kevin Dineen, good player. I always like Kevin Dineen, good player for the Flyers. Neil Wilkinson. Mike Modano, looking like he's growling at the camera. Look at the fierce expression on Mike Modano's face there. Shout out to Julie Farnham, who is a big Stars fan, North Stars fan, not Dallas, but Modano played for the North Stars as well. Put that in the Hall of Fame stack, no question. Nicholas Lidstrom. That also goes in the HOF stack. Jeff Norton and Thomas Steen, also a longtime NHLer. Kevin Miller, Mark Howe, and Jimmy Carson. We got Pierre Turgeon there. I believe somebody told me the last time I pulled his card that he is in the Hall, and so I'm going to put him in that stack. And Brent Fedek finishes off that pack for us. Get into another one here. Once again, we will certainly, it looks like we're going to get an International Stars card and a gold Pinnacle card in every pack, and probably a League Leaders card in every pack as well. So we know we're going to get something good in each pack, which is nice. Stu Barnes starts this super pack off. Frantesek Kusera, Arturs Urbe, good goalie there for the San Jose Sharks. Brad Delgarno and Dave Reed. We got Rick Natras and Keith Brown. Dominic Hasek, there we go. Very nice Hall of Famer card there when he was playing with the Sabres. Certainly hang on to that one. J.J. Daigneault, I don't remember him at all. Keith Acton, longtime NHLer. Nice to see him. Randy McKay, skating for the Devils. Paul Stanton there. And Vyacheslav Fedosov for the Devils as well. Peter Nedved, good player for the Canucks. Looks as though he's shouting to someone there. International Stars card is Tommy Soderstrom. I believe we pulled him earlier in this rip. There we see him on the International Stars card. A little sticky to the, these are glossy. The regular base cards are not glossy, but I don't know if the cameras can pick it up there. You can kind of see it. These are glossy, so there was a little stickiness there. And then our gold card is Kirk Muller from the Canadiens in his All-Star gear. And then our highlight card is Yari Curry with his 500th goal. That's pretty sweet to see that. Certainly put that. It looks like Gretzky's there congratulating him, which is very fitting because he and Gretzky were on the ice together for most of Yari Curry's goals, I would think. Put that in the Hall of Fame stack, no question. Tyler Wright is our top rookie out of this pack. And we get a season leaders card. It's Solani and McGillney, and they are the goals leaders again. That's weird that we get a dupe of that. That's strange. Greg Adams. And Robert Reichel, good player there for the Flames. Dmitry Yushkevich and Chris Kontos. We got Dave Manson there and Pat Falloon. Gary Lehman, Sergei Makarov. All right, we got another Hall of Famer there. Makarov looks like he's about to give somebody the hook. This guy looks absolutely disinterested in whatever Makarov is doing. But Makarov looks fierce. Look at that. And Kirk McLean, there we go. I believe he's in the Hall. Great goalie for the Canucks for many years. Mark Tenorti and Sean McEachern. We got James Patrick and Uwe Krupp we see again. And Anatoly Semenov finishes off with that pack. We got a few more here that we'll get into, and then we'll probably call it after these few. It's a lot of cards in every pack, and we'll put the rest of these packs in the hopper to see on Dorking with dice, and maybe give some of these away when I send out racks to people who I know like hockey. We got Mike Sullivan starting this pack off for the Sharks. Gino Odjick and Zdeno Siger. Michael Nylander, good player there. Brian Marchment. Dave Taylor, longtime player in the NHL, and a good one there with the Kings. I believe he spent most of his career with the Kings, if I'm not mistaken. John Blue. And Igor Korolev, playing for the Blues. Laurie Boschman and Rob Zamuner. We got Igor Kravchuk and Daryl Seedor. Ken Reggett and Gaetan Duchesne. And then we get to our international card here, which we're going to flip over so you can see. It's Alexei Kovelov. And behind him we get our gold card. It is Pat LaFontaine, the Olympic hero for the U.S., playing for the Sabres there. Put that in that stack. Our top rookie card is Sergei Krivoskrov, and we get our season leader card, Tom Barrasso there. Is Barrasso in the Hall? I'm not sure I know that. I think he is. If I'm wrong, you guys will surely tell me in the comments. Brian Smolinski and Al McGinnis, longtime NHLer Al McGinnis. Good to see him with Craig Simpson. Steve Thomas looks like he has been laid out by the Ottawa defense there. Dale Hawerchuk again. Oof, Samuelson again, and Mike Ramsey. Pele Eklund and Anatoly Semenov. Oof Dahlin. We get two Oofs in the same pack. It's a double Oof pack. Brian Bellows, Benoit Hogue, and Darren Turcotte. Rob Ramage, and we finish off with Brent Sutter. That's a pretty good card there, Brent Sutter. Nice to see that one. I'm sure that I'm missing some Hall of Famers, and you guys can tell me in the comments if I let some go by that did not get in the HOF stack. I still don't think we have seen a better one than that first pack. That one was fantastic. Pulled all kinds of awesomeness out of that. And the rest of these have been fine, but they have not lived up to the hype of that first pack by any means. We got Wendell Young starting this pack. I feel like most packs seem to start off with a goalie. Am I wrong about that? I feel like most of them have. Peter Bondra, good player there, certainly, and Brian Mullen. Cam Neely, I think I have some Cam Neely cards to send out somewhere. I'm actually going to put that one to the side because I can add that to that. And we got Mario Lemieux. All right, that's a pretty good combo there. Neely from the Bruins and Lemieux from the Penguins. That's certainly a Hall of Famer card there. Pat LaFontaine. Joe Murphy, longtime NHLer there with the Chicago Blackhawks. Brian Skrudland. Ted Donato and Valerie Zelapukin. We got Craig Ludwig and Dana Merzen, Yuri Kemlov, and John LeClaire, good player there, hanging out by the goal. Did he score? It looks like he just scored. He's got his stick in the air as though he scored, and the goalie looks dejected. So I think that is what happened with John LeClaire there. Our international star card is Peter Bondra. So that one's pretty good. He is from the Slovak Republic, which I don't think is called that anymore. So that's a nice one. And our gold card is Rick Tosche, who I was just saying I think is in the Hall of Fame. You guys can tell me for sure. Doug Baralt there is our top rookie, and Guy Hebert is our Mighty Ducks goalie. There is our highlights card. We have seen that one before. The Capital Defense, Kevin Lowe. Eric Desjardins for the Canadiens. Teppo Numenin and Alexei Zitnik. Ron Hextall, good goalie there. Darren Hatcher and Paul Cavallini. Steve Leach again. Sylvain Cote. Shane Corson. Felix Potvin, who I think is an HOF for Vladimir Konstantov. Doug Crossman and Dale Hunter finish off that pack. We're going to do one more. See if we can get some last pack magic out of this one. If you enjoyed this episode at all, I hope you'll hit the thumbs up button for me. It certainly helps the channel and gives me a little boost to my damaged ego. Hope you guys are having a good start to your week. It's Tuesday as we open this, and hope you're enjoying yourselves wherever you may be. Dave Andrechuk blowing apart my theory that they put a goalie on top of each pack. Not the case here. Rob Stauber is a goalie, though, and he is the second card. Pat Jablonski also. Sylvain Lefebvre and Gerald Duduk. Dean Evison and Adrian Plavsvik. Terry Karkner and Rob Gaudreau. Doug Waite from the Oilers, of course, Bob Carpenter there. Left winger for the Caps. Darren Pupa and Jan Erickson. Neil Brady looking as though he is about to get hit by that puck in a very sensitive area. We're going to turn this around, and we got our international card is Michael Pavanka from the Czech Republic, and our gold card is Teemu Selanne. That's a pretty nice one. Like that one a lot. Teemu Selanne certainly in the hall. David Volek and Sergei Zoltok is our top rookie out of here, looking kind of creepy there. He looks like he's stalking somebody there. I don't like it. Felix Potvin is the season leader's goals against for 92-93. Put that one in there. Roman Hammerlick, Adam Foote, and Ron Francis, certainly a Hall of Famer there, playing with the Penguins, but many successful years with the Whalers. We got Don Sweeney and Mark Fitzpatrick, John Cullen chasing that rolling puck. Theo Fleury there, put that one in the HOF stack. Mike McPhee. Yari Curry, we got his 500 goals card. Dennis Savard, who I think is in the hall as well, longtime Canadian. Pat Verbeek and Brad Shaw. Kelly Miller, and we finish off with Adam Graves, good player in the NHL for quite a while. So there we go. Pretty fun. I mean, I certainly enjoyed that. Nothing beat that first pack, though. That first pack was truly fantastic. Pulled some awesome stuff out of there. If you are the person I'm sending Cam Neely cards to, you should certainly remind me, because I've got this little stack on this side of the table, and this Cam Neely is going to skate his way over to that stack so I can mail them to you if I haven't already by the time you see this episode, which I don't think will be the case because I film same day. That's a little behind the scenes there. I almost always film the same day. Hope you guys are enjoying your Tuesday. I am slammed busy, but I wanted to make sure I did an episode for you guys. Tomorrow is a pack battle versus Average Joe, and I think we might do another mystery battle again. Last week, I opened something. I didn't know what Joe was going to open, and that was kind of fun. It was fun for me, and I think it was kind of fun for Joe. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. We might do that again tomorrow. And, of course, Thursday is Anything Can Happen Day. Friday is Dorking with Dice. I'll see you back here for all of that good stuff. And in the meantime, I wish you, as always, happy collecting.